It's been a rough sail for the empire of MrBeast. From Golden Boy to lawsuits, scandals, and employee controversies that seem to be his biggest challenges yet. Once touted in just about every headline for over-the-top generosity and record-breaking stunts, Jimmy Donaldson now faces a series of issues that reflects quite badly on the very base of his success. How did one of the internet's most prolific creators fall from the height of his fame into the midst of chaos? His way to internet stardom began in 2012 when, similar to many other young creators, he began posting Minecraft videos. Early efforts were meager, but soon Jimmy found his place through challenge-based videos that pushed the limit of what seemed possible. His first major hit involved an on-camera attempt to count to 100,000, a diabolically absurd task. It was an almost preposterous challenge, but the combination of endurance and the audacity to finish it mesmerized millions of viewers. Jimmy's determination and willingness to perform extreme stunts distinguished him from the sea of YouTubers. The next few viral videos he put out were made up of similarly ambitious tasks, like watching the meme video Dance Till You're Dead for 10 straight hours. The extremity of these challenges made his content unskippable, while his authenticity developed a strong following. But what really made MrBeast different was how he transitioned from viral stunts to giving away tons of cash. Soon he wasn't just doing viral-style challenges, he was giving away life-changing money. Whether it was giving $10,000 to a random homeless man or concocting huge charity events, Jimmy was pegged as YouTube's modern-day Robin Hood-esque creator who gave back in many ways that no one else did. His subscribership broke all records indeed. He was rocketed to an unprecedented 312 million. However, where there is great fame, there's also great scrutiny, and soon the cracks in his empire began to show. In 2020, Jimmy pulled off an entrepreneurial feat few other creators have dared to dream of. He launched his own fast food chain called MrBeast Burger. It was pure genius, a virtual dining experience powered by delivery services. Fans could order MrBeast branded burgers delivered from local kitchens. The reaction initially was just as overly positive. There were people ordering meals left and right, and suddenly MrBeast Burger was the latest viral sensation. But what started off as a brilliant venture soon spiraled out of control into a public relations disaster. Soon, customers all over the country reported serious issues with their orders. Tales of undercooked food, cold fries, or meals altogether delivered floods of negative social media. These were not isolated incidents, but symptoms of a severe quality control problem. On a virtual dining setup, Jimmy's got little control over how food is being prepared, and those mistakes started tarnishing the brand. In 2023, MrBeast took the unprecedented step of suing the company behind MrBeast Burger, called Virtual Dining Concepts. For the first time, the lawsuit exposed how deep the problems ran. Jimmy's legal team claimed the food was inedible and that repeated requests to fix the quality issues had been ignored. This was a shock to many fans. How could the man who lived and breathed generosity and philanthropy be filing a lawsuit against businesses from his own creation? The once golden touch of MrBeast seemed to be fading, and his ambitious projects started to backfire. One of MrBeast's signature moves had always been large-scale feel-good stunts, buying out entire stores or orchestrating massive giveaways. These consistently went viral, sealing his image as a creator who was all about spreading kindness and joy. In late 2022, however, one of these well-meaning stunts went terribly wrong. That night, Jimmy had planned to surprise customers at a Piggly Wiggly supermarket in Greenville by paying for their groceries. The word got out about the stunt in advance, and utter mayhem ensued. Hundreds of people showed up at the store, grabbing carts full of all sorts of merchandise with the expectation that MrBeast would pay the bill. Unfortunately, Jimmy never arrived because of security concerns. Afterwards, complete chaos reigned. Some customers looted, others vandalized the store, and even security staff members were attacked. Thousands of dollars in merchandise were stolen or destroyed in the riot. It was a huge PR nightmare. A heartwarming stunt to help people had turned into a chaotic disaster. An apologetic Jimmy, blaming himself for what happened, couldn't help the fact that the damage was done. The first time in history, fans began to question if the grandiose ideas of MrBeast were getting a little out of control. Was this all starting to be the bigger problem wherein Jimmy's huge projects grew too big, that even he couldn't handle them? The challenges within MrBeast's empire were not only about business ventures, but also the personal relationships that made it all one big controversy. Probably the most salient scandals to hit Jimmy's brand involved one of his closest collaborators, Ava, formerly known as Chris Tyson, who since the beginning had been part of the channel. The two shared a deep friendship, and Ava had been an important element within MrBeast's team. However, in 2024, Ava was accused of improper conduct with minors, involvement in some pretty disturbing online artwork, and generally just hanging out with some really unsavory internet figures. Calls from the public for Ava's removal from the MrBeast brand were swift and merciless. To this, Jimmy clarified that a third-party independent investigator had been hired to investigate these claims. It was a bid to distance himself from the controversy, adding that he was horrified, as earlier stated. To many fans, however, the scandal was the final straw. The clean, cohesive crew had suddenly found its way into some heavy controversy. The Ava scandal brought to light questions of MrBeast's leadership and judgment, whether the empire had grown too big to manage. The damage to MrBeast's brand was great, shaking those levels of trust that once seemed unshakable. If the external controversies weren't enough, as mentioned, a former employee of MrBeast really fanned the flames in 2024. A YouTuber going by the name Dogpack404 posted a video entitled, "I worked for MrBeast and he's a fraud." In it, some serious allegations were thrown at Jimmy and his team. According to this ex-worker, who went by the name of Jake Wedd, MrBeast's work area was filled with undue pressure to perform at all costs, which made the work atmosphere very toxic. One of the most surprising allegations in the video had to do with a challenge where Jake was kept in a small space for 30 days for a MrBeast video. The challenge was lightly portrayed, but Jake said he could hardly bear it. It drove him into serious deteriorations in his mental health. These rather dire claims certainly strongly contrast with the cheerful, high-energy persona projected to the public eye by MrBeast. Jake also accused Jimmy of using his personal struggles to create content. He cited one painful example where MrBeast would joke about his dad being in prison. For Jake, that was a line in the sand. Professional and personal relationships should never blur. These were some pretty damaging accusations that painted a rough picture of what it was like to work behind the scenes at MrBeast's empire. So, the controversies notwithstanding, MrBeast has continued to upload videos and reap millions of views. The rapid expansion of the MrBeast empire has exposed cracks in places that have been there for a long period of time. MrBeast isn't just a YouTuber anymore. He's a full-time business mogul, with business entities reaching way beyond the platform. Still though, with great growth comes great challenges. Whether or not Jimmy can brave this storm remains to be seen. But one thing is unmistakably certain: the days of MrBeast's squeaky clean image are over. So, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.